Head home back to Atlanta, but I thought it'd be cool to take a quick tour through the Corvette Museum. So come along with me. Let's see what they have here on display.
Oldsmobile Starfire. In its body, steel gives way to glass reinforced plastic.
The first 300 Corvettes were assembled in Michigan, and then production moved to St. Louis. And so this display is showing what things were like, and the marriage process is what it was called when the frame was mated to the body. And that was all done in St. Louis until Corvette production moved to Bowling Green, Kentucky, which is where we are now, in 1981. And it's been here ever since. Some would say this is what a Corvette is supposed to look like. Not sitting in the garage all dolled up, but out there in the thick of it, making it happen. Here we have other Corvette race cars from the past.
Well, I want to know why there's 4 drivers in our car and there's only 3 drivers. I said, what the hell? I said,
This electronics package from Delphi and Goodyear Eagle Racing tires.
Other videos, I talked about the Corvette that I had on my wall as a kid. This is the car that I had the picture of. The 63 split window C2 Corvette. Silver with the red interior. This was my dream car, and the first thing that made me love Corvette. And I still think it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now we start getting into the concept cars. All the concepts that when you look at them, you can see what ended up making its way into Corvettes. And this, I believe, is the Corvette. Is it the Serve 1? Let me look and see. No, I don't see it. I don't think it's the Serve 1, but it's definitely a mid-engine Corvette. As you can see, the engine's in the back, or behind the driver, should I say. I love coming through this design concept area, because if you look closely, you can start to see some of the iterations, and you can see how, like, my favorite one is this one right here in the middle. Man, that pretty much is almost spot on with a Z06 or wide body Corvette, GS, E-Ray, whatever you want to call it. And love seeing all the designs all around the wall and just see the iterations and what the designers wanted when they first designed the concepts, and then what became reality. Like, I look at this one right here, and that's pretty cool options there too. And then eventually those concepts and the sketches go to sculpting and clay modeling. And then from there, eventually it starts to move into interior design and what is going to be the look and feel for the person in the car. And then eventually it becomes reality. And this is one of the clay models. So it's funny that when they're doing design, they don't design whole cars or put together whole cars. So this is called a buck, and it's really just the interior of the car. It gives the designers, along with the executives, a chance to get a feel for what the car is going to be like inside. And so they take and they'll mock it up so that they can get in it and feel it and see if it's what they really want. And I'll have you pause here to read that.
My name is Brian Steckel. I'm a creative designer at General Motors.
There's that Admiral Blue Grand Sport. Color studio with the myriad of colors that they have considered and entertained as far as colors for cars. And you can see the colors that made it into the cars and the ones that were also considered the hues and palettes that they go with. This is actually a rear engine Corvette known as the Ugly Duckling. It has a whole history behind it. I'll go here for a second. You can pause that to read it. But the engine is in the back, like a Porsche. It's back there on the back side of the wheels, which is really weird. I'm glad they went with the mid-engine instead of engine in the back. And then you move towards this idea of the electric vehicle. And when I think about looking toward the future, the E-Ray and the GSX has that electric motor in the front already in production. It also has that battery in the center tunnel. But then you look toward the future and you now see an electric motor in the back powering the rear wheels, much larger electric motor, along with another battery pack. And so some people debated on, will there ever be an electric Corvette? I would say they definitely have thought about it, as you can see right here in plain sight. C9, C10, we'll see.
Seeing an idea.
This is the 1/1,000,000th Corvette. And this car is pretty special. This is one of the cars that went into the hole during the sinkhole incident of 2014, and they were able to pull it out and restore it, and they did so. And I'll go over here to the placard. You can pause here, check it out. Nice to see it brought back to life. This one, on the other hand, was not salvageable, and so they kept it as is, as a memento, I guess, to the experience. There you can see the image of the sinkhole that opened up underneath the gallery area. We'll walk through in a moment. You see the Blue Devil in the hole there, and that's ZR1, and it just lots of stuff, and you can see the subframe there is just completely cracked in half. So again, you can pause there and read that. And so this is the Hall of Fame gallery, where they have the names and images of people that have been really pivotal to Corvette. You can see Taj Jupiter has been inducted there in 2024, who was responsible for the C8 coming to fruition, along with a whole host of other players. Racing. And here we are. Zora Arkus Duntov is known as the father of the Corvette. He's the one who sort of gave it its heart and soul. And this was his Corvette. Here's the C1. I remember going to Disney when I was a kid, and they used to have these cars that you would ride in. The iconic C3 pace car, 1978. This car was the one that sort of, when I was a kid, I really saw a lot of these around town, and ooh, look at that Corvette. Oh man, check out the matte wrap on that. This car is featured in Gran Turismo. For C1 Corvette. So an early cutaway to show what was underneath the heart of that car. In some ways, even though they're complex, it's surprisingly simple too. I love the cutaway cars. C2 cutaway. This is a C3 cutaway. This right here is the sinkhole. So you can see this, the QR code. So pause your screen and then use your phone to scan that QR code. Hopefully that'll work for you. But this is the actual sinkhole. You can still see down in here. how far down those cars fell. And this is the ZR1 that went into the sinkhole, known as the 2009 Blue Devil Corvette. And they pulled it out, and from what I hear, I think they started it up, but as you can see, it is returned to prominence. It survived the sinkhole. So these are, in this row, are all ZR1s. I'll show the 93 ZR1. The black rose is the paint. Wow. And this ZR1 of the 2019 C7. This is when Corvette said they had done everything they could do with the front engine layout. Front engine rear wheel drive, because they just couldn't put the power. It could make the power, it couldn't put it to the ground. No matter what they did, it spent more time spinning tires than anything else. One of one 1983 Corvette, the only one in existence. Short story, you have to look it up, but short story, it was supposed to be destroyed in some kind of way. It got missed. Corvette did not put out a 1983 Corvette. They went from 82 to 84. And this one survived. It was parked somewhere, forgotten about, and next thing you know, they discovered, oh my gosh, here's an 83 that never got destroyed. And so they decided to make it a museum piece. And it is the true one of one. Pretty much is it, ladies and gentlemen. From there, you exit through the gift shop, but you also get a chance to enjoy some amazing Corvettes along the way. Hope you all really enjoyed the Corvette tour at the Corvette Museum. I'm glad I got a chance to walk and take you along the way. And you know, if you never get a chance to come here, at least you got an opportunity to see some of the things that are on display. They change the displays from time to time, because even today, things were a little different than they were the last time I was here a year ago. So that's pretty cool that they will change out some of the exhibits and just give you more of Corvette awesomeness. So it's been a great day, True Serum TV, and we hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Stay blessed. Peace.